Hey guys, it's Quinn here. Today we're going to be taking a look at my onboard from my round 5 sprint race, heat number 1 at Calspeed Karting in Fontana, California, where it was a beautiful and balmy 109 degrees. Alright guys, here we are sitting on the incredibly hot starting line for the Calspeed Karting Sprint Series round 5. Here we go, off the line. So it turns out that foot kicking I did in the last video was absolutely the wrong thing to do. You're supposed to roll the front left tire forward. So that's what I was doing here. A little bit better start than last time, and we just tuck right in behind the 58. We just want to try to get out clean. We don't want to get trained out here. I'm getting pushed a little bit to the right, and we sneak our way up through to end up one position up net over our start. Don't get used to that, because I'll tell you right now, I do not finish ahead of where I started. So here I go a little bit deep into this turn here. It was a new kart, and I had a fissure on my front left tire. You can actually see it a couple times throughout the clip. So the 38 gets around ahead of us. We are, in one way or another, locked in battle with this 38 car for a lot of this race. The layout this week was Classico, because it's the Classico Grand Prix weekend, and it is an interesting layout. It is really, really difficult to overtake around Classico. There are really only 2 or 3 places where you can get it done cleanly without losing a lot of time. So there's a little bit of contact up ahead, and I'm able to catch back up with this 38 car here. And we're going to tuck right in behind him. I really would like to try to find a way around, because that would put me in a net positive position. So we both managed to make it side by side through corners 1 and 2. We are still side by side through here, so I go up and I try to sneak up past one more position, and here we are side by side with the 23 car going down this next straight. So here, it's really, really bad to be on the inside here, because you really want to be on the inside. There we go, for this part, the corner here. The 38 catches me. He sneaks right up, a lot of speed there. I went a little bit too far away from the apex there for the hairpin. So while we're trying to keep him on the outside, somebody pops up in on the inside, and now I'm in a sandwich. It looks like the 23 has actually gotten past, and I have totally dropped back. So now we're actually on the outside going into the Contino Carousel, which is not the place you want to be. Bam! Contact on both sides. I push 38 wide. I end up actually squeezing this guy out. If you see this, that was my bad. I should have left you more room. I didn't. There was a lot going on. So here he comes, 33's trying to, 33 rather, trying to make it in, but he tucks back in behind me before turn 1, thank goodness, and you can see the nest of hornets behind me. So now I'm at the front of this little pack here, this remaining pack, after a lot of contact going through Contino last lap. So now I just want to hold it together, and I really want to try to reel in the guys ahead of me, because if I remain at the head of this pack, I'm just going to be the only target for the guys behind me. So here we go again, going deep. 33's got a little bit of better exit on me here. I actually was pretty slow through that hairpin this early in the day, this early in the weekend, really. I was coming in a little too close to the apex. It seemed like you could actually take a kind of a wider line through to carry a little bit more speed onto that back straight. Now we're coming back up onto the start-finish straight, and I'm hoping that I've got the pace, hoping that I've got it to keep everybody behind. But it looks like 33's sticking his nose out. He's got a little more power, but he hits the brakes and drops back in. Thank goodness he did, because he actually probably would have kept me at bay there. So we're coming back around turn 4, and everybody's behind me. Everybody's right on top of me. They're got the accordion thing going on. So I really want to keep them behind. Coming up onto this next straight here, I want to come really clean through here and get it just right through the apex of this. But the 33's got the run. He's right up on me. This back straight, I think this kart was a little bit anemic, but whatever the reason, the 33's now right up on my right side. He was making it known that he was looking for my spot. He drops back right behind me here, and then pushes me through the braking zone. I threw the Seb hand up, because that's what you do when you get pushed, and then I got to drop back in behind the 38. Good thing he's got spectacularly stylish racing suit to watch, because I'm actually going to be behind him for a little while now. From my point of view in the kart, my rightful position has been snatched from me by contact, so I'm got a chip on my shoulder, and I'm really ready to start reeling these guys in. A little bit more contact brings me back into the conversation here, and now I'm looking for the 38, but he slowed down a little bit coming through there, and I had to hit the brakes. I slapped my steering wheel because I'm mad I had to hit the brakes, and another person goes through. This race is starting to kind of fall apart for me. It was the first heat of the day, first heat of the weekend, so it's not the end of the world. But I'm definitely feeling kind of slighted here, because if you do bad in your heat, you're not going to end up in a good position for the main, and that's where all the big points come from. So I know last week I was talking about 15th in the championship, but after the results of this weekend, that's looking a little bit unlikely. I don't know what happens here, but I just lose all turn-in, and I'm not able to get the kart turned, and I jump the curb, and I lose 2 more positions. I'm not sure if it was a tire issue. Like I said, there was a fissure on my front left tire, but I just pushed right through that corner. That was the only time it happened all day, but it totally ruined my race. I was starting to feel like I was gaining on that front group, and now that's just not looking possible anymore. So I just got to try to put in some solid laps. I'm giving thumbs down to my brother who's watching me right there, letting him know that I am losing this race. I was, bragging a lot about my skills, because I brought him to town to race for the Classico weekend, and then it turned out to be my worst result at Calspeed yet. But that's all right. It was a fantastic weekend. It was really fun. The Classico Grand Prix weekend paddock is fantastic. You can see I'm putting my helmet as close as I can to my steering wheel. I'm trying to make it in. I know there's only a couple laps of this race left. I mentioned that Classico is pretty tricky, and it is hard to overtake. It's not a great circuit for racing, but it feels fast. It feels like a really fast circuit to hot lap in particular. So let's go for a lap. We're going to come into turn 1. We're going to actually be almost on throttle the whole time through turn 1, just a little lift, and then we're going to try to keep it nice and tight through turn 2 and 3 into turn 4. Get early on the throttle, early as you can for turn 4, because you get a nice little run down this hill. You want to try to take a nice easy line through here. And then you want to jump the curb on the left just a little bit going in, hit the brakes as soon as you get off the curb, and try to keep it tight. Now this hairpin, you want to actually go a little bit off apex. I was actually a little too tight there for it was not the fastest line that I found. It's a little bit quicker to go a little bit further away from the apex there and carry a little more speed down this giant straight here at the back. And then we're going to go into the Contino carousel. We're going to brake here, and we want to try to lock it in for this nice late apex. Second apex is more important in the Contino curve, because it brings you out to this the S's here. Your exit through the S's are going to determine how your race looks. So there's our lap. I think we're coming up on the white flag here, so this is the last lap of the race, and it looks like the guys ahead of me are just out of reach. I really I kind of fell out of the tree and hit every branch on the way down in this race. It was not particularly great. It got me, seething with red mist for the main event. So that race is going up next week, and that's fantastic. The weekend in general was really, really fun. There was a great energy in the paddock, and there's something about the Classico weekend that makes all us arrive and drive rental karting guys feel like Formula One drivers. So I guess that's why I was driving so bad. I got the Max Verstappen bug in my head, and I was just throwing moves. Actually, you'll see in the next few races, we actually earned some penalties this weekend, because we were driving kind of like an ass for a lot of it. But it was a great race and a great weekend. I'm not going to give the points scoring update here, because this was just a sprint race, and the main event is going to give us more points. But thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. I've got a couple of really, really exciting races that I'm posting over the next couple of weeks, and here's me counting on my fingers to see how far I fell back. Alright guys, see you next week, and remember to like and subscribe.